Hey guys, it's Nina here with Get Right Nina. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. I wanted to make a video because I wanted to just talk to people and encourage you guys on whoever might see this video. It's in regards to what's going on right now in Ferguson, but not just there, also in the world. And I think what's so disturbing about what's happening in Ferguson is I see a lot of posts and a lot of things happening and a lot of references to Willie Lynch letters and a lot of different feedback and the history of African Americans and stuff like that. And I'm an African American and I do know about the Willie Lynch letters. I have read them and they disgust me, of course, just like any form of manipulation or mass destruction or, subliminal takeover would upset me, of course, because these are things that should not be so, but they are. That's a part of being in a corrupt, fallen world. Unfortunately, wherever evil is like yeast, that's why I keep telling people, stop always being so anti-God and so pro-evil, because what you don't understand is evil is like yeast. It really is. You can't just, add a batch and assume it's not going to spread and take over and do what it's designed to do. Evil does not know how to be contained. If you let a little bit in, unfortunately, a buttload comes in. And so we're in a world where a little bit was let in, and these are the results of a whole world being corrupt and unfortunately tainted. And the thing that bothers me so much and what made me really say I have to really, really connect and talk to people is right now, everybody is so sad and so heartbroken about what's going on with Mike Brown. And whether you know it or not, his days will never be filled with pain again. Again. Because I believe in my heart that even with him dying, I really believe in my heart, especially if his mother taught him anything about God, or God in his mercy gave him grace and mercy, he will never experience the corruption that still exists in this world. And yet the evil that was left behind from such a terrible act has become like yeast and like wildfire, and there's so much that's going on, and it's kind of hypocritical, and it's very sad because his mom has not even had a chance to truly mourn the loss of her son, because while she yet may need the time to mourn, she yet has to be concerned for her community and the lives of others as well. So when are we going to give her rest? I get it. You're angry. But the thing that bothers me about the African American community, and I'm just putting it on blast because it needs to be addressed, is we can see somebody at a bus stop. We can see somebody need a ride. We can see somebody with a dirty diaper, and we won't even extend them $20. $20 to get a box of diapers, to get a taxi to an interview, to get a haircut, to get a pair of shoes, to do something to empower their lives. Yet, whenever there's an injustice done within the African American community, you have what's going on right now, an uproar. And I get it. People have faced injustices left and right. And I know what it's like to be in a system that once you're in it, you really can't recover your life. No matter how much they tell you, oh, you've paid your dues to society. First of all, if you broke the law, you didn't pay your dues to society. You justly paid for the crime that you committed. A lot of times the laws are and the sentences don't even meet the crime. Sometimes people get out of charges that they should be justly charged for, and people get charged for things they shouldn't be charged for. It is, unfortunately, because of this world, the way things are. But it bothers me that in the African American community, because Jay-Z or because hip hop, or I don't even mean to put Jay-Z on blast because he's not the only hip hop artist. It's like, okay, when you see Jeezy and all these people repping the hood, making it feel like, it's all good in the hood. It's okay for us to celebrate these images that we see that call females bees, that call them hoes, that call them scandalous, that disrespect them, let alone the many women who put themselves through college, who has to feed their child because the father is absent. None of these things get addressed. And yet we promote this in music, and we promote this lifestyle that, yes, it's just like that. Nigga, I'm about that life. You know what I'm saying? You ain't with it right. But then as soon as we start to see people actually live those lives out, and whenever they kill each other in the African American community, I don't snitch. I don't say nothing. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? Mum's the word. But now because a white cop kills a black kid, and I'm not saying it's right by any means, and God knows my heart about this, so I really don't even have to justify that. But what I'm saying is we have to stop deflecting and taking moments like this to deflect and start reflecting, and also inwardly looking at what's going on within us, why we send our kids outside to raise themselves because we don't have adequate understanding of entertaining our own kids, or because we're trying to chase a man and get the love that we need, or we too high. Trust me, I've been there and done it all. I know what it is to send the streets to raise my kid. I did it, and it was it ruined so much of his life because of it. So I'm not talking to you from a place of me not knowing something. I'm talking to you from a mother who been there, done that. Still have my mom helping me with my oldest child because of how much damage I did by my poor choices. And we as black women and black men make poor choices every day. Whether we just get out of jail and we know we shouldn't go with them people up in that car, and we still go with them in that car knowing good and well what it's going to be. Or whether we rather take somebody else's life by selling them drugs, and it's okay to destroy their lives, but an injustice better not happen to me. Wait, so I can destroy your mom's life. It just better not happen to me. And then we think we're not going to reap with that stuff, what's happening. And I think what breaks my heart is there's some people on Mike's defense that really, really, really have a heart because of what happened. And they're really brokenhearted. And then people have every right to be angry. Then people feel like an injustice has been done. They've gone through seeing Trayvon Martin to this guy in New York to Mike Brown, and nothing happens, and stuff happened in Iraq and Iran, and the president get up and acknowledge it, or Robin Williams. And I get it, you pissed off and you angry, but don't use these as an excuse, as a crutch to deflect and to miss the opportunity of changing your own household. What are you doing in your own household to enrich your children's life, to enrich your life? There's work stop places left and right. There's felon friendly places that will hire felons. There's churches that will work for felons, pastors that will give a recommendation for you. There's all kinds of outlets, and trust me, I know my life has been impacted. My life has been impacted by it all. You have no idea what people deal with that sit next to you and live next to you every day. You see what I'm saying? So you're not alone. But how dare you take this opportunity from his mom to even mourn because, okay, wait, we pissed off. It's a white guy. He did this to this man. I understand, but don't let it be like a wildfire. Don't let it be like yeast permeating and destroying your own environment. And then when the dust settles, what do you have to go back to? Because obviously our communities are suffering financially just like everybody else is. Everybody is hit with the economic upheaval and everything that's happening. So if we don't have money to really keep food stamps and Medicaid and food banks and this and that going, if we don't even really have money to keep certain programs going and after school events, what do you think is going to happen to the funds if you destroy your own community? You got to educate yourself and do better than that. You got to do better than that. And you can't sell drugs to each other and say, well, this is the only way I can get it because I destroyed my life and now my life is damaged and this and that. Nobody told you to be on that block 2 o'clock in the morning. I cannot judge why you feel like you need to, but there are alternatives. Even if you got to struggle, you're not the only person who didn't have a father. You're not the only person who don't have money. You're not the only person. You see what I'm saying? You're not the only person who's trying to figure out where their money gonna come from for lights or rent or food. Don't be selfish and take this time away from his mom. Take your mind off of everything that's happening in a sense of what's the injustices, and think about the last black man you know that killed another black man, and nobody would help even solve the crime. Or think about that teenager who somebody recruited to sell drugs instead of teaching them how to play basketball and get a scholarship or better his life. Or think about the family you just drove by and you see from the child's shoes or the parent's shoes that they don't have money, and you got $200 and $300 in your pocket from selling drugs, and you ain't even give them a penny. I'm not saying that what you're feeling ain't real. But ask yourself, am I doing more justice or am I hurting this? And if you're hurting, reconsider. Reconsider, because you're not alone. The Bible says that where there's so many temptation, God provides a way of escape. Meaning when things happen that are outside of our control, or even within our control, God always, because he's true to himself, he will always give us an alternative. Even if it's not the one we want. I didn't want to be still living here, but I'm here. And obviously it's for a purpose. I don't like it, but I can't force God's hand on something. I can't force my life to be something, because that's where we mess up, trying to force things to be what they're not. You cannot bring Mike Brown back by doing what you're doing. You cannot help better cause the lack of money within your community by destroying it.
Mom, I'm gonna make something.
Yeah, it's on the stove.
Can I do it?
I'm making a video, so just wait a minute. I just wanted to encourage you guys. Please reconsider. Don't lose any more lives. I know if Mike was alive and something happened, he wouldn't want this to happen. No. Can you be quiet for 1 minute? Let me wrap up, okay? Please. Because he's not hurting no more. Give his mom a chance not to hurt anymore. Please, give her a chance. All right, let me go feed these kids. I don't want to be fussing with y'all about not taking care of your kids and stuff, and I'm not feeding mine. Deuces. Love you guys. I'm really, really, really praying for you. I'm really rooting for you. Subscribe, like, please share. Please, let's educate ourselves. Please, let's do better. Bye.